again, you're talking about starting. Who's going to play the most minutes?
I mean, if
Kevin
Luka
Durant,
starts, Luka's going to play the
George.
most minutes.
No, he's not.
If he starts, he's going to play the most minutes.
Oh, no. Come on. That's ridiculous.
Why wouldn't he? He's the starter.
Just because a player starts? Wait a minute. Hold on. Gordon Hayward plays on the Celtics, right?
Right.
Does he play more minutes than some of the starters?
No. He doesn't.
He doesn't play more minutes than Morris?
Nope.
You sure?
Positive.
Is it close?
Nope. It's really not. I don't have an exact number, but I know that there have been very few games where Hayward plays more games than Morris. We can look at it later. But anyway, that's our first quarter. That's all the recent news. Certainly more news than we had last week. As we jump into the second quarter, James Harden has been on a tear. Now, I've got some stats, and we can talk about them as we go. 19 straight 30-point games. You want to know what those scores have been? 50, 32, 47, 35, 35, 39, 41, 45, 41, 43, 44. That's 5 in a row of 40, by the way. Yeah. 38, 32, 42, 43, 38, 57, 58. That's 2 back-to-back 50-point games. And then a 48. Should have been 50. He went to overtime. I don't know why he didn't score. He recently passed Kobe Bryant and Elgin Baylor. He is now second all-time in the streak of 30-plus point games, only behind the great Wilt Chamberlain.
And he won't catch him.
He won't catch him at all.
Nope.
But if he gets one more game of 30 or more, he will catch one of Wilt's records.
Yeah, good for him.
Which was 20.
Right, good for him. Yeah.
The back-to-back 55-plus point games has only been done by Wilt.
Right.
Over the last 3 games, his 57, 58, and 48, all of those points, not a single one of them was assisted. Not a single assisted shot.
We'll come back to that. But yeah.
During this streak, 88.7% of his shots are unassisted. To compare Kobe's 16-game streak in 2003, he was unassisted in 61.4% of those.
It's crazy. That is mind blowing.
So my question is, where is he all-time great scorer? Like, who else comes to mind when you think about all-time great scoring like this?
Like we just mentioned, nobody compares to Wilt Chamberlain.
Right.
Wilt Chamberlain was the scorer.
Oh yeah.
The alpha. And I would still personally, for me, put Michael Jordan right now above James Harden as far as a scorer. Man, would I maybe start to think about James Harden after that? I mean,
Kobe?
Well, here's my thing. Here's why. And you know, I love me some Kobe.
Right.
Love me some Kobe. But even I would have to think about this because he's getting the thing about Harden. He's getting to the free throw line at such a alarming rate.
We looked at the numbers before we started recording the show.
Man.
I don't remember what they were, but he, over the last 19 games, he has potentially taken more free throws than the Sacramento Kings.
Did we say it was like possibly 290, and then the Kings right now have, over the last 15 games, have done like 269?
Right.
The fact that we're even in the ballpark.
That's even potential. That's wild.
God,
over 19 games, one player has taken more free throws than an entire team.
But let's get real technical about this for a second. So, how many have you been watching James Harden when he plays recently? Have you watching the games? Like just watch him. Obviously, he's not very efficient, right? He's gonna get out there.
Right.
He's gonna dribble literally the ball into the ground.
Right.
Right. He's gonna pad it. He's gonna go in between his legs. He's gonna turn the ball over at least 10 times a night. Probably. I'm sure. So, but the thing is, he's so good at. Like, when you get close to him, you know, he swings his arm up. Boom, that 3 free throws.
Yeah.
And the fact that when he drives to the bucket, that step that we've talked about, that 0 step, he has mastered that. He has mastered that. So whether you call it traveling or not, he has mastered that, and he gets the ball up very efficiently. He's going to kick his leg out even a couple times, so he's going to get a couple, and he has literally mastered the refs. So then we're talking about a guy that's what? 14 free throw attempts per night.
Yep.
So if he makes 12 of those, he's only got 18 points to go with the rate that he's shooting to get the 30 points. It's not hard for him to get 30 points when he has the greenest light in the NBA.
Right.
No one has a greener light than him. Nobody. In fact, I would argue that in the history of basketball, no one's had a greener light than James Harden.
Wow. That's a thought. I've never thought about that. That's accurate.
What are they going to do? They're going to pull out James Harden and be like, sir, stop taking shots?
Wow.
It's not going to happen.
Wow.
He has the greenest light I've ever seen in the NBA.
Okay. So maybe not yet. Well, he won't be the greatest all-time scorer. There's no way he's going to get Wilt. But aside from Wilt, if we're just saying score, because player-wise, he's not up there. Because his defense is not, like...
It's better. He has been definitely more improved. I think you're being a little harsh on him.
More than just his steals?
Well, steals are a part of defense, aren't they?
I've never seen him, just slide his feet, and I've never...
David, hold on. But at the rate the man's playing offense,
no,
surely he's allowed to let a couple guys blow by him a couple times. You're not just going to
get a pass on everything.
What do you mean?
You're not just going to get a pass on every defense.
Did you not... I know you just read. The man is 88.7% of shots are unassisted.
That's because he's dribbling.
Okay, well, obviously the man's going to get tired.
Okay, but that's not going to give him a pass in the all-time great players ever.
But we were just talking about scoring. We didn't say overall. We're talking about just scoring.
But then I turned. I said, because when I think about moving him up in the all-time scoring, obviously Michael comes in question.
Right.
And I want to be very clear that on the all-time great list, he is nowhere near Michael Jordan for multiple reasons.
Now, let me say this, though. Even though I think when you first look at James Harden's stats, you think he's just, throwing up wild shots. But he's taking shots that he's practiced. He's practiced all these shots. He's not throwing up just random crap. But it looks like that when you look at the stat sheet because you're like, man, his efficiency is awful. Because he's turned the ball over and he's shooting the ball 35 times a night, which is... That's kind of nuts, just in a nutshell. But he's shooting the ball 35 times. But when you watch him, you're like, these are his spots. He likes to take shots. I mean,
How do you think his teammates feel about this streak?
Are they winning? I mean, seriously. But with Chris Paul injured, with Capella injured, this is what great players do, right?
Yeah, but
not at this rate. I agree. Not at this rate.
But those other players are still people. And,
okay,
what are they doing?
But here's the point. Austin Rivers, what is he going to say to... Even though he's playing well, what is he going to say to James Harden?
He's still a person.
Nene, what is he going to say to James Harden? Dan Phony! Yeah, I said it. What is he going to say to James Harden right now? James, stop taking more shots? He has the greenest light, David.
All right. Your question of are they winning? They are 14-5 in this streak, which is pretty good. They're now 5.5 games behind Golden State for first place in the West, which is pretty good as well. So to your point, yes, they are winning games, but how long can I don't know? Is it enjoyable for his teammates to go out there? I don't know. That was just a thought that popped in my head.
Well, okay, so maybe this is I think because you're a basketball purist, and this is hard for you to watch. But I remember when Kobe had, not this kind of streak, but when he had that streak like that in 2003 when he just teed off. And everybody was like, they were asking him the same question, is that enjoyable? And they were like, are we winning? Yes. So...
I've wondered that recently, this season, since I've been watching the NBA closer this season, when I watch my Celtics, right, and I see Kyrie doing Kyrie, I wonder to myself, how do the other players really feel? How do they really feel about Kyrie shooting as much as he does? Because they want their chance, right?
Well, yeah. And obviously, but I think a lot of that depends on who the coach is, how much control there is in the locker room, and the culture of the team.
So then on Houston, where the coach sucks, he can't control anything.
He doesn't suck, but he doesn't have much control. He doesn't. He has a D'Antoni. I can't believe I'm defending him, but he has a great system, right? He has a system that works. I'm not saying it wins championships.
Run.
No, he's mastered spacing and he's mastered for his guards to obviously have the greatest light, because every guard that's been in his system has done well, including a busted up Kobe who he ran in the ground in that same system, but they've all been successful. So,
all right. Well, how far can Harden carry this team? Now, we asked this question last week. We asked this question last show, but that was before he did 50-something, and 40-something again.
My thing, though, is when his whole problem is when he gets to the playoffs, you can obviously tell his legs are tired.
He's going to slow down.
So I think right now, as currently, he can keep this up. But my concern is when he gets to the end of the season / playoffs, is how much can Chris Paul and Capella and Gordon help him? And I don't know. I mean, it depends what kind of dog Chris Paul comes out, man.
Are they going to get to Game 7 against the Warriors again?
Man, you know, at the beginning of the year I said this, but I would see it. I didn't know Cousins. I can't believe I'm saying this. Just one game off, but I didn't know Cousins would look this good, man.
No, but it's
so
not even
I don't see it.
It's the Rockets as well. They're not as good this year. Remember last year they had 65 wins. They're not going to get to that this year.
No, but I don't. Again, regular season.
They don't have the defense. They don't have defense, which I know that people say that we overblew the departures that they had, but those are important departures for the middle of the game.
Well, but Golden State isn't even playing as well defensively. So if we're talking about them getting to Game 7 against them, it's kind of a wash. I just think this year Golden State has upped their game. So, but to answer your question, I think he can for the regular season. I think he even has a chance to go back-to-back MVPs, because this has never been done before, the way he's doing stuff. Well, since Will. So, but
if
I don't think it'll result in a championship.
If the Bucks finish first in the East, or second in the East even, and the Rockets finish fourth, maybe third in the West, and the players, Giannis and Harden do the thing that they've been doing all season, who do you give it to?
I really want to give it to Giannis, but I can't. If he's going to keep this up, I cannot give it to Giannis. Even though everything in my soul is like, because we're basketball peers, but I'm just saying, man, like, you can't knock what you're saying, right?
I don't want to see Harden have too bad. Well, I don't know. I want to see Giannis get it, but you're right. If Harden keeps, obviously if he keeps up a 30-point win streak for the next 40 games, like,
you gotta give the man, like, he's averaging something ridiculous, like over 30 points a game, like.
He's averaging like 34.6 points this season or something. I think that's what it is. I think it's somewhere
David,
around
that
there.
is like,
that's pretty mind-blowing.
God,
that's pretty mind-blowing. But James Harden is doing an absolutely fantastic job this year.
Man.
His team, maybe not so much. They certainly stand around and watch a lot, but what are you going to do? When you got James Harden, I guess you let him do his thing. We'll see. He's going to run out of steam. Like, he's going to. Eventually, you're going to run out of steam. It's going to probably be in the playoffs. And if they wind up playing the Nuggets or something in the second round.
I hear what you're saying, David, but I'm not making an excuse for him, but he is a very well-conditioned guy. He's stocky.
I get that, but
he's not carrying much fat. He's in shape. So
I get that. So is LeBron, and LeBron gets tired in the playoffs.
Well, yeah, but LeBron's played a lot more basketball than James Harden.
That's true.
So
I don't know. It's interesting. It's certainly going to be something to keep a watch out as the season goes to see if he really can keep this up,
for sure,
or if it just winds up petering off a little bit. But that's our second quarter, and as we end the first half, we're going to take just a minute to tell you about our sponsor. See you in just a minute.